Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, hi! My name is Natasha and it's fantastic to have you here. For today's video, I am excited to share with you a very unique deck. This is the Glowwood deck by Lisa Biletska. Hopefully I'm saying the name correctly. I apologize if I am not. So this is a deck that I had the privilege of working with for a little bit before doing a video, so I can kind of immerse myself in it, and it is, like I said, unique. So this retails for $54, and as always, I will link in the description box below where you can purchase it legitimately. And this is a new release. This just came out. So, Glowwood is an oracle card deck rooted in ecology. It features 78 beings from the forest, plants, insects, fungi, lichens, minerals, enmeshed in webs of real dynamic relationships. They are here to teach us how to read the landscape, its wild patterns and knots, its tendencies, its ways of being. This glowing forest is a reflection of ourselves. Grasping its cycles, we learn about life cycles. Grasping its design, we learn about life's design. It lends us the tools and knowledge we need to peel back the veil of the ordinary and find the shining threads of universal truths. Matter flows, the wild teaches. Such is the magic of nature. Inside, you will find 78 Glowwood cards illustrated by the author, the 276-page Glowwood companion book, a black cloth bag to protect and carry your cards. You can expect practical forest ecology knowledge that will rock your world, poetic transcendent texts channeled straight from the woods, a unique symbolic shorthand system for fluent reading, illustrated spreads and extensions for your practice, and easy to navigate indices for all cards and symbols. So, like I said, super unique, very different. I quite enjoy this. All right. The packaging is sleek. I like it. And then we've got the bag here. Isn't that cute? We always love a nice drawstring bag. And then here is the thick guidebook. There is so much info in here. It is amazing. I don't know how how she did it all. All right, and then here are the cards. Okay. So this packaging is great. It's enough packaging to feel like everything's included and secure, but it's not overdone, I feel. So before we get into the flip through of the cards, I just kind of want to show you around the guidebook a little bit so you can get familiar with what we're about to go through. We have a lot of table of contents here, which is fantastic. But I do want to show you the how to read the card here. Here we go. So what's in a Glowwood card? The card has a lot on it, but it's done in a really efficient way. So these cards aren't archetypal at all. They're not like a structured system like the Rider-Waite-Smith or Toth or Lenormand. It's all about connection between all of the different ecology systems. So there's an element at the top of the card that is the central element. And then there's these little symbols on the edges that are those symbols for quick divination and to get a little bit deeper interpretations as well. And then of course, the actual card itself. And then we go through and there we go. So like we were saying, they're not archetypes or symbols. Instead, they present themselves as a community of organisms who have various relationships to you, your world, your mind, your problems, and your questions. They are drawn out of the woods because they can sympathize, assist, reflect, or resonate. For instance, you may see certain beings because they recognize a given situation as familiar. The similarities between them and yourself make them stand out more brightly against the backdrop of the woods. Glowwood beings are like your private team of consultants. They all have their own mission, agenda, history, specialization, and set of peculiarities, and you can trust them to honor their individual nature in offering their take. You can thus see spreads as community of beings. You can also see them as landscapes. Readings give you the lay of the land as it exists in a current, past, or future moment. And then we get into the spread, so we have seeds. Like, everything is done so well and thoughtfully planned out as well. So there's a couple of seed spreads here. Branch, large branch. Then we have the network, large network. Oop, I'm skipping things. Then we have the year, so northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere. Months. Planting and pruning, love that. And then the card descriptions. And then in the back here, you'll see the information on the symbols. So it's really cool, really well thought out. It's not something that I think that you can just pick it up and not use the guidebook at all. But I think once you become more familiar with the cards themselves, then it's definitely going to be easier for you to go off book, so to speak. All right, here is the back of the card. Isn't that pretty? Simple, but we kind of get the feeling we know what we're getting into. And then black matte edges. I love it. And let's talk about the cardstock. It is nice and thick, snaps back, and it does shuffle nice for being a thicker cardstock. And 78 cards. I don't, however, have them in a particular order. But as you can see, we have all of these different symbols on the side of the card. Isn't that fun? It is so different than anything that is on my shelf right now. And you learn so much about all of these little guys, I'll call them. And then notice some of them have a knot. There's a snail over there. It's just really unique. I've had an interesting time with these cards. It's very eye-opening too how deep these can be, especially when you use them in a spread and it's not just one card being pulled. It kind of makes me want to go out and forage. Like all of the mushrooms, I am so here for it. Look how cute. And you really do learn a lot about just like the ecology of it and how everything works together. And kind of, if you are out in the wilderness or the forest, you can spot these things and understand why they are there. It was a little overwhelming for me in the beginning to kind of figure out how to use it, just because everything is just, there's a lot. So I started out using it without the symbols on the side. I ignored the symbols first, and I just wanted to focus on the main card description info, and then I went back and did the symbols after I started playing around with it a little bit together. And so it becomes deeper when you use it all together. But yeah, just if you're having a little bit of an overwhelming moment, it will pass. It's just like learning any new system. It just takes some time. Oh, so pretty. And this somehow doesn't make me squeamish when it comes to the bugs. You would think that having a lot of the bugs in a deck would make one kind of not excited to work with it, but they're done in a way that makes it relatable and almost like they're kind of cute. I don't know, it's just a really well done deck. Very unique. Different, and I know I said that a million times already, but mugwort. Very vibrant without being hard on the eyes. And there's a honeybee. Oh, so cute. This deck is totally giving me like fairy vibes, fae vibes in the best way. Not like, magical, Tinkerbell fairy vibes, but like, fae vibes. The fern that I can never keep alive. I have one fern that's doing decently. I like how there was the added rock, like so the limestone, the obsidian, shale. We are so focused on, our day to day, and we are so disconnected from this type of living where, forest was our second home or the earth was our second home. I don't recognize half of the mushrooms or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, but they all work together. They all provide a function for the earth. And this is a deck that really reminds you about that. It reminds you of nature to like want to get back out in there. Well, not when you see those, but It's a very cozy deck too. There's so much information in the guidebook as well. So like I said, it could be a little overwhelming to start out with, not knowing exactly, having anything memorized or knowing where to go or what to do exactly, but just take your time with it. With anything, learning something new is always best to go slow and not try to rush it. And it's a deck that is very good with really going within. I love that. Birch trees are just stunning. They're so beautiful. And then, you can see how everything is connected. It's really cool. Look at this little buddy. I think that's the last one. All right, so we'll shuffle, we'll pull a card, we'll read from the guidebook. So they're a little thicker, so it might be a little bit harder to do like the bridge shuffle. So we are going to read for the ivy-leaved toadflax. All right, and so they're not individually, in the table of contents, they are not individually listed, but they are alphabetical when we go through here. So here we go, the ivy-leaved toadflax. All right. So we have the Latin name, which I am not even going to try to pronounce. And then we have the type. So it is a plant and flower. Then symbols. We have flexible, mobility, and social. And associations. So enhances animals, especially the honeybee, enhanced by trees. So if that's next to the honeybee in the spread, it would bring out the honeybee qualities. And then the trees, they would bring out the ivy-leaved toadflax, if that makes any sense at all, as I am stumbling over my words. Okay, so the description. This is a highly agile, responsive, and tactile force. The subtle mechanisms of its work are almost imperceptible to the naked eye. With time, it demonstrates its special type of pliant power. The toadflax is a climber. It favors places where few others can ever hope to get a foothold. A fine strategy. It scopes out the best movements to make at any given time, stays on its toes, continuously analytical, tailoring itself to the occasion. The payoff is a private enjoyment of space, ample energy and resources, and is a valuable partner in collaborative work, a unique ally in this place where others are unable to venture, especially partnering with those as mobile as itself. This field is so out of the way, it is likely open for the taking. Strong propensity towards both vertical and horizontal movement. So keywords: social climber, movement guided by new intel, movement without a fixed plan, rather according to continuous incoming information, scaling walls, barriers, at home on larger structures, unused surfaces, carpeting a large area. Okay, so then we look here and we see some symbols, and we're going to go to the back and take a look at those. So this symbol down here, it's the flexible, so vines bend around one another, and changing in response to different partnerships, agreements, conditions, or situations, able to take advantage of an opportune moment rather than requiring conditions to be perfect, physically or mentally able to bend well, creativity and imagination. Then we also have this symbol on the sides here. So mobility, a flying seed with a parachute. So the ability to move, to change places, to travel, upward or downward mobility in a society or class, visitation, wandering, physical exploration, metaphysical mobility, unstuck, unmoored, transient in a phase, place, time, or situation. So there's a lot here, a lot going on, but also very, very good information here. There's one last one down here is the social. So pollinators gather around a flower, gregariousness, a willingness to connect, extra personal desires, frequenting places in which others aggregate, making connections that may be fleeting or not necessarily connected to larger project or structures, communication sought for sheer pleasure of it or because of an intrinsic physical need, assisting in the long-term viability of other projects. So there, like I said, a lot here, but so full of information. So like I said, lots of different ways of using the cards themselves. The spreads are really informative and really great. I just think it's very unique. It's definitely a deck that you need to take the time to, use the guidebook alongside these. You need to take the time to really immerse yourself in it. Otherwise, it's going to be a little overwhelming, but it is so different. It's so unique and it feels so cozy. And like I said, I'm not a big insect fan, but I can tolerate it. But this makes me feel like, they're not scary. They're not icky. It all is like one big circle of life, and it just makes sense in this deck. So I am going to ask you guys what you think of this. Is this something that is on your list now? Is it intriguing? Is it something you're excited about? Do you see yourself using it? I think that there is value to this. It is unlike anything I've seen before. It's very insightful. It's giving me a lot to think about. If you are a journaler, or if you do a tarot journal, this would be great too. Again, I am learning so many things about just ecology in general with this. It's been very informative in that aspect. So all around, it's definitely worth taking a look at, and I highly recommend if you want something unique and different. The quality is there and the info is there. It's fantastic. So let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Thank you so much, Lisa, for sending this deck our way for us to get a glimpse at it. I am so excited for you. Thank you so much. And if you haven't done so already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on your way out of this video. That way you will never miss an upload from me. Thank you again so much, everyone. I love and appreciate each one of you, and have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.